Two.
Welcome to the Healthy Brotherhood Experience. I am your co-host, Lucia Boy from the DET, and I have my co-host with me, JT Hale from the ATL.
The
What up, Shorty?
404. What up, Shawty? Hey, everybody. We got a special guest this evening out of San Diego. Is that East Coast or West Coast? I always get it confused.
West Coast.
West Coast. All right. How can I forget? Captain of the San Diego Black Men Run chapter, Brother Nasara Gargonnu.
How
Did I
you
say that
doing?
right?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the podcast, man.
This is cool. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, man. We see you all over social media doing your
Oh,
thing, leading the pack,
I'm just
you
trying
know,
to do my best, trying to stay relevant.
doing captain stuff, man. So it's good to see. So for brothers who may not know you yet,
Hmm.
and I can't imagine other than not meeting you before, not knowing you, uh, who is Brother Nasara Garganu beyond the miles and the captain title? Tell us a little bit about yourself, brother.
Well, originally from New York, mother's from Trinidad, father's from Liberia. Um, I grew up in New York. I left when I was about 18. Come out to California, joined the Navy. That's what brought me out here.
Mm-hmm.
Did my little stint in the Navy. I was going to stay in the Navy, but only if they kept me certain places. I want to stay, in California, or I wanted to go to Brooklyn. And they ended up they wanted to send me to Guam. And I was like, no. So I just left and just, created my little life here in San Diego. Then I felt that San Diego wasn't black enough for me. There's no culture. I felt like there was like no culture here, no black culture. So then I moved to ATL.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I lived in Atlanta from 95 to 99.
What?
I worked in the Equitable building at Kinko's. Um, I worked at the Gap first in the underground
Mm-hmm.
when the underground was not a war zone like it looks like now. I saw it recently. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's scary, bro.
I mean, my friend, when I went out to visit, I said, "Hey, how's the underground?" He said, "Don't go there." I said, "Why not?"
Mm-mm.
And I drove by. I was like, "It was like The Walking Dead." I was scared.
Yes, absolutely.
What happened?
Businesses, man, it's hard to attract and keep businesses down there
Hmm.
without uh, others, coming around, preying on, visitors to underground. They
Hmm.
make it, a lot of people make it uncomfortable. So,
Oh, okay.
they stop coming. People stop coming. Businesses aren't making money. Those leases aren't cheap.
Hmm.
And the next thing you know, they had to shut it down. So it's a ghost town down there now.
Yeah, because when I was driving, I saw people. Cause I was with my son. I was telling him, "Yeah, I used to work over there," and people just walking in the middle of the street. I swear to God, I look like Walking Dead. People just
Mm-hmm.
walking in the street,
Mm-hmm.
like
That's
like
around there, man.
it was crazy. And then I
Yeah.
also heard that, like when I lived out there, Lenox Mall was bougie, and I heard that that's ghetto now. Like they be robbing, and I'm like, I never thought Lenox Mall was like up there. It was uppity.
It was. It was. Things change, bro.
That's crazy.
And the ATL is forever changing. I've lived here most of my life since 1970.
Oh
I'm
wow.
more Atlanta than some Atlanta natives. So
Hmm.
I've definitely seen, and I actually work right around the corner from the Equitable building, right there on Forsyth Street.
Okay, okay.
At
Yes, I
the,
was there.
yeah,
I
that's
lived
where
there.
I
I mean,
am.
I worked there. Who used to work there? Maynard Jackson used to work in that building. We used to see
Yeah,
him all the time.
yeah, that's my
Um,
dude. Love some Maynard Jackson, man.
he was cool.
Yeah,
He was friendly, nice guy.
he is. He was. I said is
Yeah.
was. So how long you been back in San Diego?
Oh wow. Well, I came back. Well, I left in '99. I left Atlanta in '99. Um, and I came back to San Diego eventually. Like I went to the Bay Area for a split second, 6 months. It was
Hmm.
way too expensive. So then I moved back to what I was familiar with, which is San Diego, and went to school. City college. And I said to myself, hey, I'm getting older. I need to hurry up and just finish this nonsense. So I went to City College and went to San Diego State, got my degree in kinesiology, emphasis in physical education, got my teacher credential, and I've been teaching ever since. So I've been teaching PE since 2005.
And
So
I just discovered that today that you were a PE teacher.
yeah.
Did you know that, Lou?
I'm tripping. I'm listening to Nasara, and I'm like, man, your travels is kind of like mine. I'm from Detroit, and I joined the U.S. Navy, and I
Okay.
lived in San Diego for 6 years, man.
What
I
years?
I was stationed on 32nd Street. I from 1980
Oh,
1988. I landed in
that's
San
when I joined.
Diego. Oh, that's crazy.
88 to 92 on the
88
USS
to
Horn.
88 to 90, I was active duty,
That's crazy.
and then I was active reserve after there for 3 years.
Were you on a ship?
I was on the USS Downs, FF
Okay.
1070
And I was on the Horn.
on the Horn.
Yeah, right there on 32nd Street.
That's crazy. We was right there with each other. We just didn't know each other. We didn't know in the
Mm-hmm.
future we was gonna be in the same organization.
That's
Mm-hmm.
funny.
And then I and then after I got out the Navy, I worked for General Dynamics at the airport for 3 years, man.
Okay. You used to hang out at Horton Plaza ever?
Everybody went to Horton Plaza, man. Whatever happened to that place, man?
Oh,
That
it's
the
being renovated.
mall.
It's gone. That used to be my spot. I worked at the Gap over there. I worked at this Sports Fantasy. I mean, it was cool. It was cool, and it's gone now. Well, I mean, it's still there, the structure, but I think they're building housing or something's going on over the businesses. But there's nothing going on right now. Even though
Okay.
the theater was going, everything's going.
Yeah, I
So,
used to hang out in Chula Vista over there and Lemon Grove, way
oh
way
yeah,
over there.
I live near Lemon.
Yeah.
I live not too far from the Lemon over here. That's
And
Small world.
man, that's crazy, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
so
And when you
I
said
was
City
around both of
Cottage,
y'all.
Yep.
I went to
Yep.
City Cottage too, man. That's what
What
tripped me out. I went
year?
to City.
Don't
It
play.
had to be in 1991.
Oh
After I
my!
got out the Navy, I took Spanish at City College, man.
I
And
was a city.
I used to live on Pershing Street.
Yeah.
I lived on Pershing, and I used to live on Texas Street.
Oh, I used to live up Texas Street on
Okay,
um God, Madison.
on Madison. That's
Right before you
crazy, man.
go down, there's a gas station. You hit that bridge. You just go down Texas Street. I used to live
Straight
right
down.
there. Hmm.
Yeah,
So
I used to live at that gym at the bottom, way down there in the valley, Mission Valley, right
it's
there.
about
I forget the name of that gym. Was it
I,
called Bally's at the time or something like that?
oh, it may have been back then. Yeah, not
Way back
24 Hour
then.
Fitness.
No, they wasn't even out yet.
Oh
LA Fitness
wow,
wasn't even out yet.
it must have been Bally's. I
Yeah,
think
it
they're
was
gone. They
Bally.
like. I think they're totally gone now.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
That's right. I
funny.
remember LA Fitness used to be Australian Body Works, is what they started out as.
Oh really?
And then somebody bought it and turned it into LA Fitness, I
I used to
believe.
work. I used to work out and run and shoot.
Oh Lord, man, you know, took me way back.
I took classes, step classes over there. Um,
You have taken when I first started working out, 97, I was diagnosed type 2 diabetic,
mhm.
and my doctor recommended me to lift weights. So one of my oldest friends was supposed to be joining me at Run and Shoot lifting weights. He ain't never showed up, but I went because I was the one diagnosed. That was 97, man, and I must have worked out there for a good probably about 5 years before I moved on. I think I joined LA Fitness.
That's crazy. I was there.
Yeah, man.
I was
Run and
around.
shoot.
I used to get off work Kinko's and catch the bus and
Yeah.
take the class over there, the step class. And run
Hmm.
shoot that started like I don't know 5 o'clock or something. That's why I first took a Taibo class.
Okay. Yeah,
You
they
know,
had those classes over there, man. It's a big place,
it's still
Lucille.
there.
It's not
Uh,
still there. Well, it is. It's something else now. I forgot what
Oh,
they call it. I have not been around there in decades.
Okay. I used to go
Yeah.
to Atlanta Metropolitan.
Okay. I took classes over there when it was Atlanta Junior College.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Got a little associate's degree, and
Mhm.
now then they changed it to Atlanta Metropolitan. I think now it's Atlanta Metropolitan State College.
Oh, it's a state
They add
college.
state in there. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's still a community, still over there thriving, man. They've added to the campus and whatnot.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So like I say, constantly changing here in the ATL, man. You see the infrastructure and stuff going up, man. Like you blink and there's a building across the street.
Really.
You
And one more
blink
thing.
again, and it's something
Yeah,
else torn down.
because I went there when did I go? God, there was a 5 mile run out there last year. I was there around the same time.
Mhm.
Called Scales, Jerome Scales run.
Jerome Scales 5K.
It was a 5 miler.
Oh yeah, okay.
I
It's,
may, may have had a 5K too, but I know I ran
yeah,
5 miles.
it's a 5K and a 5 miler.
Okay.
It
So I
started
was
out
in
as
town there and then I was just running around Atlanta, just like, God,
yeah,
everything's different. I used to live on Cascade Place, and like it seemed like my block was gone now. I used to live right near the post office, and that whole
okay,
block seems like it's gone.
okay, near the beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah, that's crazy. And I joined the Brotherhood of Kemet at Morehouse. I didn't go to
okay.
Morehouse. I didn't go to Morehouse, but I went, and I was actually on campus. And I saw a little flyer, ended up joining the
Mhm.
African Brotherhood over there.
Yeah, that's my alma mater. I remember Kemet. Um,
Really? Who'd you
yeah,
know? Yeah, I'm sure
man.
you know some of my brothers.
I don't know the brothers that were in Kemet,
Oh,
but
okay.
I remember the organization because it was a fraternity.
Mm. Remember
Uh,
Carry the Log?
yeah, I do remember something about a log. I just remember it being talked about. I don't remember. I don't recall meeting any of the brothers
Oh, okay, okay.
that was in it. Um, but pretty interesting, man. Very interesting. Look, small world, man. How we travel in the same circles in this world. That's
Mhm.
just amazing, man. So it sounds like you've been doing the physical fitness thing for a while. Uh,
I
Tell us what first drew you to running, and how did that
Oh, wow.
eventually lead you to Black Men Run? That's what the people want to
Okay,
know.
I'll go with that. But real quick, Atlanta got me turned on to the fitness thing. But real quick, just let you know that going
Okay.
to run and shoot. I went to run and shoot to go to a African dance class, drum, no dance class.
Ooh,
And
cool.
as you go to the dance class, you walk through a step aerobic class, and they
Hmm.
got me with that.
Okay.
Forget the African dance. I, I did step aerobics, and it's ever since then. Excuse me, I've just been in love with just fitness and wellness.
Okay.
So the running situation, and actually, oh my God, my first run was in Atlanta. It was a YMCA 5K. I still have the shirt somewhere. I kept it, and this was like when I remember, I think I was 28 years old.
Hmm.
I ran, and I swore to God I'd never run again because I ran. And when I was finished, I threw up. It was terrible. And I said,
You hadn't trained for that, I'm guessing.
I mean, I just ran. I just said,
You just got out there and ran it.
yeah, because I didn't run as a younger person. I mean, I did do a little bit of track, but that was mostly to lose weight. I did it
Hmm.
at my high school. I didn't really compete, but running seems stupid to me. I'm like, what's the purpose? What's the
Says
point?
the captain of the San Diego Black Men Run.
Hey, so so, oh my God, my son, or he's 20 now. So when he was 5, I took him out to a run here in San Diego called a literacy run, and it wasn't even a 5K. It was like a 3K or something. So I just walked with him and stuff. But the next day there was a 5 mile run, and I said, I don't know why I did it, but I think it was to help raise money. So I did it, and this guy started running right next to me. So I'm running, he's running. I said, okay, cool. And then he takes off, right? I said, oh no. So I took off. And then we hit the corner, we hit the gas lamp area. You know the gas lamp area.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
I know, I've been there.
So we hit the gas lamp area, and I just was like gone. And then I remember finishing, and then I saw him huffing, puffing, coming back, and he was like, "Man," he said, "How old are you?" I said, cause I didn't start running until I was 39. I think I was 39 or even 40. I said, I'm 39 or 40, I forgot. He said, "I let an old man beat me." And it was like, and ever since then, I just got turned on. every 5K that popped up, I'm just doing 5Ks. I'm doing
Wow.
5Ks. I'm trying to get these people out here do 5Ks. Oh no,
No.
my leg, my butt, my back. I don't want to mess my hair up. Nobody. So
Wow.
I'm not saying I'm the person who started Black folks
Hmm.
running it, but I know I've been very consistent
Hmm.
since I've been 39 years old when I used to
Okay.
go to runs and only see African brothers. I mean, I'm African,
Mhm.
I mean, but you know what I mean by
Yeah.
African,
Yeah. The motherland.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all I would see. I
Hmm.
wouldn't see black folks there.
Hmm.
You know, it was crazy. And San Diego's, our percentage of black folks here is really small anyway.
Right.
Right.
But and I would ask people, man, come on, run. Come. No, no, no. I won't run. And then I started running. I said, screw this then. I said, so I started running with I guess what you want to call everybody else. Then they look, oh, why are you running with them? I said, because you ain't running
Because
with
you
me.
won't run.
So it was crazy. So I mean, I just kept consistent with my 5Ks slowly but surely. And then my fitness class, I started slowly trying to get some folks, hey, come on, let's do this here and there. And they did it here and there, you know. But it's not the way it is now. Now it's like out of control, which is cool. I like what I see now. There's several all
Hmm.
these run groups out here doing what they do, getting people moving. Some are more social than others, but
Hmm.
it's fun. As long as
Hmm.
I like seeing them move. And that was my journey. And well, that was my whole 5K journey. Then I was training somebody, and she was like, "Hey, Nasar, I'm doing 7 half marathons." I said, "Well, damn, if you could do seven, I could do one." So then I did Carlsbad, and that turned me on to half marathons, and I just fell in love with half marathons. I could do them like one a month. It was 1 month, 1 year I did 17. Just running half
Ooh.
marathons. I've
Yeah.
had crazy run streaks. I had a 6 year run streak, and damn, COVID messed it up.
Mm.
Not because I had it. I did have it, but I still went out and ran because I wasn't running with nobody. I just was running on my own. But then one day I just could not get up. I was like, I was so pissed off. 'Cause I would
Oh
probably still have
man.
that streak now. I'd probably
But
going
look
on a
at what
12
you
year streak.
accomplished, though.
Say again?
Look at what you accomplished.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, what I look at is just what I do is I just constantly try to help motivate folks and just do what I do. I just move. I just move. I'm not no fast, speedy brother, nothing not like Mensa, But I do what I do. I stay consistent. That's why I'm glad we have these brothers here because we have those super fast brothers out here. We have
Hmm.
our mid range brothers. We have our back of the pack brothers, and I like the whole mixture we have here. And that's why when we were starting it here. Um, I kept telling them, let's get more people so that we wouldn't feel, because sometimes you have so many fast brothers, like some people get
Hmm.
left behind.
Yeah.
Brothers tend to leave people behind more than the ladies. BGR sometimes they be staying with each other,
Hmm.
sister, and the brothers be.
Yeah. We know we got some chapters that run together as a cohesive unit, and then we do
Hmm.
have chapters because we got runners of different paces,
Right,
obviously,
right, right,
and we don't want to hold back the faster runners
right.
because it's hard. That's their pace, and it's hard
Yeah.
for them to run at a slow pace. And at the same time, you don't want to put too much pressure on the slower runners or someone just getting started
Hmm.
because it can be a little discouraging to them. It is challenging. They gotta they
Yeah.
gotta they gotta get there. So it's good to like we tell everybody, no man left behind. Somebody's going to run with you.
Hmm.
You will see
I
you
mean,
back at the finish.
I mean, sometimes they took off, but they will come back, or they
They'll
definitely
come back
wait
and
for
get you.
you. Definitely wait for
Right.
you. But then, like I was telling the brothers, let's just build this up, so we don't have
Hmm.
to worry about that. Build this up, so we just got that, a nice range of brothers running, and no one's left behind at all. You got just people who slow, who run, walk. You got your speedsters, and everything. So, and that's kind of where we at right now. And it's good
Yeah.
seeing that
How
because.
did you hear about Black Men Run? No, sorry.
Hmm?
How did you hear about Black Men Run? What led you to this brotherhood, man?
Oh, okay. So. I actually heard about BGR first because I used to always do the hot chocolate, and I would
Hmm.
do the warm up for the hot chocolate, and then they'd be deep. Black Girls Run was deep. LA, mostly actually a lot of LA sisters come out, and I knew some of the sisters out here just in the run community. I didn't necessarily know they were BGR, but then eventually I said, "Oh, y'all BGR." So I learned about it. Black Man Run came a little later, where this is how I got really introduced. Brother, I don't know if I should say it. Should I say his name? Um, I'm bad with
Mhm.
names too. Andre. Oh my God, I think it's Andre. And he ended up moving to Arizona, and he gave me the captainship. He said he gave me the web, I mean the Facebook. He said, "Okay, you can run this." So I'm thinking I'm running it. I'm thinking I'm captain, right? So I see people posting in there, posting spades game, and I be blocking them and kicking them out and everything. One day I had no access. So I was like, what the hell is going on? So then I reached out to the management, to upper management, and I said, hey, I'm the captain. They said, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. They said, no, you're not. I said, oh, hell no. And I told my
Mhm.
wife, I said, I don't need these people. I said, people know me but San Diego. I don't need these Negroes. So, she said, just chill. She said, chill. She said, just see what they're all about. So then I went through the
Mhm.
process. And I'm glad I did because this is like the greatest thing. I mean, I tell my brothers all the time, this is like the only group I've ever been part of it with. Everybody's cool. Everybody got quirks and stuff. I said, oh, we all right.
Mhm.
But everybody's
Right.
cool. I don't have an issue, with these folks. And it's been really cool since then. And building it was kind of wild too. Because it was like, okay, this was like, okay, well, you need to show that you could put on runs every week. I said, okay, whatever.
Mhm.
So I would go be Choice Lake. I don't know if you know what Choice Lake is, Mr. Boyd.
Um, no, I can't remember where that's at.
That's
That doesn't ring a bell.
at College Grove, not far
I know
from Lake
College
Grove.
Grove.
Yeah, it's right by College Grove.
Okay.
It's this lake over there, and they have a um, little trail over there. So I'd go and run, and random black people, I'd just be like, "Hey, take a picture." That's how I started. I would just take pictures and post
Random.
until I found Damon, our co-captain. He was in the mall. He was in at 24 Hour Fitness. I was like, I just went up to him one day, said, "I see you like to run. You want to run? You want to join the group?" So he did it, and it was him and me running. And then I would post on Black San Diego, and then before you know it, people showing up, and it was cool. And then everybody started running together, and that's where it came. Just keep building up, and people share knowledge and share the information, and we are where we are now. You know, and I was so happy I met people like Damon and Mensa because my God, it's just me doing all this stuff by myself. I'm like, good Lord, it's hard. But now, they came aboard, they're younger and everything, and they do this and do that, and like,
Mhm.
it was great. And then Mensa came in, and it was cool. He got elevated to that position he has now.
Yeah, regional
And
captain.
yeah, I like, he deserves something like that.
Mhm.
And the thing I like about it is just, no one was like, oh man, I think I should do it. I was cool with it because
That's awesome.
he fits that. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And that's him. And I like, he's still down with us and everything. He's still, very, he's active, just like he's
Mhm.
one of us still, you know what I mean?
Right.
Feel
Right.
like he's, way above. It's like, oh no, he doesn't
Mhm.
even, he doesn't even have that type of personality.
Yeah, Mensa's a cool guy, man. He's a cool brother, and it looks like, from what I see, just from looking at the post, man, you
Hmm
out there having a great time with your folks, man. You
They're
know,
cool. They're
yeah,
funny. They're crazy. And we got some crazy people up in here.
yeah.
We had a couple crazy people we had to get rid of,
We all been through it.
but
Oh yeah.
but for the most part, these guys the personalities are just, I don't know, man. I mean, you can make a movie out of some of these guys. A book. We should definitely gotta write a book or make a movie out of these guys. 'Cause especially when we go
Some,
on Ragnar and start learning everybody's personality is hilarious.
that's why you got Ragnar coming up. Where is that taking place?
So it's from Coronado to Huntington Beach.
Okay.
So like, from here to um what's Huntington Beach considered? It's not quite LA, it's a little before LA.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Near Anaheim.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
Oh,
what
and
I don't know why I can't think of the area. It's called damn. But
Is it near Long Beach?
yeah, yeah, kind of, sort of. Little,
that's what I was
definitely
thinking.
before that. Definitely before that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool, man.
It's like 200. It's a 200-mile run.
Woo, have
So
fun.
it's it's gonna be cool. We're
Yeah,
having a couple challenges, but
yeah,
that's what I mentioned before we started
right.
recording. But we're gonna be
Hmm.
all right. We're gonna be all
You
right.
will. You will. You all rise above it.
Mm-hmm.
You rise above it. So
Be a
tell
lot of
me
fun.
this, man.
Mm-hmm.
As chapter captain in
Oh,
San Diego, yeah, those are the one of the questions I got for you. Uh, what does leadership look like to you in a brotherhood like BMR, on and off the pavement? Is it, the difference for you? Is it contrasting? What is that for
man.
Nasara?
To me, it's always been just leading by example
Mm-hmm.
in everything I do. I go out there and I put my all into it, and I respect the brothers. I show them that we care about them, we care about our health. There's a purpose to this brotherhood, you know, because I know it's so cool. Because I mean, I had a brother come up to me the other day, well, not the other day, but he was like, "I don't even come for the running, I come for the fellowship." So we
That's
go,
a lot of brothers. Yeah,
yeah, so we go run, and then we're out there talking. And
yeah,
I know initially when during the pandemic, around pandemic time, I used to have this class I had to teach at like 9 o'clock, a Zoom class. So like I would run with the brothers and then leave. And then I realized it sucked. I mean, it was like I was never there with the discussions, and I mean, I
mhm.
see them talking. I'd be driving off, and they all just be yapping, and I'm like, man, I miss that. And then I finally cut. I said, screw this. I dropped my class, and it's a cool thing. I go, talk to them, and you just find out everything about these brothers. You find out the ones who, I mean, we have some brothers that like they seem quiet, but they be going. They be
Right.
going and just unloading everything. And we're able to talk about things that oh my God, excuse me. Somebody's calling me. I'm sorry. Let me block it. All right. Yeah, we talk about just brother type stuff, black men issues that we have. But I mean, as far again, leadership, just showing that I'm down, off the
Mhm.
pavement, on the pavement. They see what I do. I stay consistent, whether in my job,
That's great.
when we run, when we go places, when we do our social events. I just try to stay consistent all the time.
Sounds like you create a welcoming space, for the men that become part of your chapter there. I know it's different
Mm,
fitness levels, backgrounds, and life stages, and I think when somebody can come in a group and connect with you
mm.
guys, you got a good thing going on.
Yeah, we're cool. Like I said, I've not been part of a group like this ever. That's just I
Hmm.
feel comfortable all the time. And I know you see what I do, jumping around and all that stuff. I'm kind of an introvert, and I
No,
know.
you're not.
Yes, I am. I swear to God, I am. I am.
Did he say he's an introvert?
That's what he said.
I,
Anybody in here who thinks Nasara is an introvert, raise your hand. I don't see no hands.
I, I'm telling you, I had some introvert psychologist brothers tell me that I see it. I know. I see it in you. I see it.
Okay.
It's like when I'm I get comfortable around these type of things. So then it doesn't feel like that. I can be, when let's say I do the run
Mhm.
at the Saints run, and I'm on stage, and there are thousands, all these people running, and I'm on stage. When the music starts, I don't know. I just do my thing,
Yeah,
but it could be like
You
if they
at
ask me to do a
home.
speech, I may be, I'd be like freaking out, probably, you know. You
I
don't,
get it, but
you
I think we all a little
don't
bit of
believe me.
both. I do, I do. I think we all can be a little bit of, or we may be extrovert with introvert tendencies, or
Mm.
introvert with some extrovert characteristics. So it's never cut and dry, black and white.
Right,
One
right,
way
right.
or the other. So yeah, I feel you on that. I just like to mess with people because I too. I guess I was shy as a kid, so I would say I was an introvert. Maybe a little bit now, maybe 10% introvert, definitely 90% extrovert.
Okay.
Yeah. So Blue Sire is definitely the mayor of
I've
Detroit
I've
over
always
here.
I've always been 110% extrovert.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
you out
I
there.
walk up to any soul on the planet and just have a conversation.
But see, I
That's
guess I
how
can do that too sometimes. I mean, it depends on the setting. Because like, let's say, sometimes I go places with my wife. If I don't know people, I will shrink down. I will walk out the door. I just feel I have this weird anxiety,
Hmm.
But then if I'm around y'all, it's like it's a whole different thing. I'm like, if I'm around my brothers or the run community, we go to a 5K. I'm like, and then my kids are like, yeah, you ain't know you talk too much. You say mom talks too much, but you be yapping all the time. But I mean, it's just it just comes out.
Yeah. That's what your folks. But when
I
it's
think, yeah,
not your folks, I
I
get it.
I,
I
I
get it.
disappear.
Yeah. I tend to talk to anybody to a detriment sometimes.
Mm,
But hey, it is what it is, man. So, here at the Healthy Brotherhood Experience,
hmm
the podcast is centered on health.
Okay.
So for you, has running helped to improve your physical health, your mental health, the overall balance in life health?
Mental, definitely, because
Yeah.
I could be totally stressed and I get out there on the treadmill or just run out the street and it's like gone. It's alleviated, and I love that because I tell my wife, I say, I don't care if it's 10 minutes in the morning, but right before I go to work, I have to go on the treadmill, I have to run, I have to do something. I have to move my body.
Mhm.
And, she's seeing that now because she's doing more of that. She's saying, oh, yeah, you're right. I said, yeah, I'm right. You get out there and get those endorphins flowing and, you need that. And I think that's, we should all start our day like that. Even if you walk, I mean, you go out there and just walk even, but hell, you have to do the healthy thing. I have a health situation that I probably will talk about one day, but I know that me being active, excuse me, has probably helped and it not totally overtaking me.
That's awesome.
But like I said, I will talk about it one day. I just feel I told my brothers, I talked to them about it, but it's a
Okay.
little, you know.
Well, if you want to talk about it with the Brotherhood, I'm your guy. If
Okay,
you
yeah,
want
I'll talk. I'm gonna give you a call. I talked to
to,
Ed
okay.
about it. I talked to Ed about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but you know,
So, it's important for, Black men to prioritize preventative health,
definitely
not just when something shows up. So,
right.
I think we try to emphasize that as much as we can. Do you guys in your chapter have like conversations around mental health recovery or even asking for help among the brothers? Because as men, we got that man thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I ain't asking nobody for nothing kind of thing. Uh,
I've seen it come out more the last year or so, where some brothers had some serious situations
mhm,
and were able to talk to, like even me, like I talked to maybe one brother about it, but then I was able to open up and talk to everybody. But then you had some brothers who just really, was able to tell their story because my wife kept telling me
mhm,
it's real important that you don't keep it to yourself, that you tell somebody something.
mhm,
I know we really don't because even when I started opening up to brothers, just I found out that man, they're like, oh, my uncle, my brother, my dad, my mama. It's like God, you know what I mean?
mhm.
So that's very important to just to talk about it. Sometimes you may feel it. I guess again, as black man or black man, period. We just don't talk.
Both,
We don't talk.
right? That's a man thing, I
We
believe.
tough. We're tough, and we don't want to look vulnerable.
Mhm.
So I
And
see that.
meanwhile, dragging those bricks around is important. That's we like for to me that's one of the important things about group runs.
Hmm
It's a safe space. It should feel like a safe space, and we should continue or try as much as possible to promote it so brothers know this is a safe space. If you
Right.
need to talk to somebody, we're not licensed therapists or counselors, but uh, maybe a few in the group, but at minimum, leadership can point you into the right direction if you really need help. That
Yeah.
something you're struggling with. We don't want you to just struggle in silence. You should never
Right.
to suffer in silence. Everything in his life is temporary. So
That's
we want brothers to feel comfortable. You know, you may not connect with everybody, you may not click with everybody, but it's going to be somebody you click with.
yeah. That's the thing is that there are, like I said, there was one, particularly one brother. I was like, okay, I could talk to him about it, and
Yeah.
then I spoke to another brother about it. Then eventually, the whole group, was able to talk to them about things.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, that's just very important, and I can't emphasize that enough. But I try my best.
mhm.
So, you know, but what do you think about what makes running in a community, especially as a black man, different from running alone?
Oh
You know
man.
about the Ahmaud Arbery story that happened right
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of San Diego. We don't make up a lot of folks up here.
here.
It's a percentage. So I remember specifically during the pandemic. I mean, we got looks because it was pandemic time anyway. But then even
Yeah.
more that they would just see all these brothers running. They'd be like, man, they would get these looks. And
Hmm.
one lady pissed me off one time. She was like, it was a white lady, and she said we were running. And she said, "You of all people, you guys of all people shouldn't be." I wanted to cuss her out, but I'm like, you know, it's crazy how. But I mean, I noticed we had looks, and then we ran with BGR a couple times. Well, a lot, again during that whole pandemic time, we were really getting out there and connecting, and we had to protect folks. People trying to hit people. It's crazy. It was like there was instances where I think they tried to hit one of the sisters or something weird, something crazy like that.
Like with a car?
No, no, I mean physically, you know,
Really?
some weird stuff going on out here, San Diego, man. But it is good to get out there. We run and we just for people they just they look at us and we get compliments too. Our wife, hey, you
Hmm.
guys look good, blah blah blah. Because they don't see that often.
Yeah.
You know, we're breaking that whole stereotype of being,
We're breaking down. That's right.
oh,
That's
and
right.
that's what I like about it. It's a
Yeah.
good thing.
That's
Yeah,
awesome,
that's
man.
why we got turf too, to break that
Oh yeah,
stereotype.
Hmm. That's another one.
because yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, we are definitely. And the only thing that bothers me, San Diego's a little weird. The black folks out here at times don't talk to each other. They can just walk right by you. It pisses. I mean, when I'm talking about 6, 7, 8, 10 of us running, and then the brother running other just walk. Just you not just like give me a nod or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't get that.
you see 15 brothers running together, and you don't even acknowledge them and your brother. Oh my God,
I don't know, man. That's
that's
another discussion.
that could be a whole podcast.
At
The
minimum, you can
younger
do
the
that.
the younger the generation, the worse it is too. I noticed the
Yeah.
older generations is a little different from
Right. We're
these
gonna
other
give the
the younger
nod.
ones.
So
Yeah, what's up?
But
so
I see some that look old enough they should be giving nods. They still funny
yeah.
like that. And the
Wow.
younger ones, we try to make a point to say, "Hey, what's up?"
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm the type of like, "Hey, you don't see all these brothers over here, bro?" I do that in any
That's how
second.
you teach them.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I don't care what they go. I said, "You see these black people here, right? You're gonna look at us?"
Yeah, you know how we are in the South. We speak to everybody. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
for the most part, so
Yes, sir.
that's just what it is.
We in Detroit like
Representation.
that too.
Yeah, the 313 definitely, man.
Yeah, I
You
had
can't
fun in
run a
Detroit.
race. You can't run a race with this dude here, man. He knows everybody knows Lou Sire.
Really,
That's why I call him the mayor of Detroit.
that's funny.
He's the real mayor. I don't know who sits in office. But,
He got probably a little more polar than me, but a lot of people know me here. I guess it's because of the races, the warm
mhm.
ups, and MCing and stuff like that. So they know me more, because they be like, Nasara, Nasara. I'm like, hey, because I'm not, I'm bad with names, but like,
Yeah, I am too.
so I just be like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
That's why
they know me.
representation matters in sports, especially endurance
Yeah,
sports.
hmm
Our representation, and you're pretty visible in your community.
Yeah, I try
Pretty
to.
much like Lou Sire for the most part. You're very visible out there.
oh yeah. I
Yeah.
be watching him. I be like, that's why I was like, man, let's get this Nasara on here. He need to be on the podcast.
Well, I
I be
appreciate this.
watching you all your posts.
Indeed.
I'd be like, man, this cat got energy, man. I love this
Mhm.
energy. You
And
got a
that's the
Indeed.
great
whole
energy out there.
that's that whole leadership thing that I talk about is, and it's not, it's not, that's the thing right now that I notice sometimes people do a lot of stuff for their glory. Like I swear, I just do this to motivate, and I do this because I love doing it. But you come across folks who's like, their name has to be up top and they have to do this. I mean, I put a post and post to all the brothers before I put a post myself sometimes, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And because that's what it's about. It's not about just you all the time. And again, the younger generation, they gotta be on the billboards. And it's what is cool. But me and my wife been do a lot of things in San Diego over the years, and only did it because for the love of it. But then start seeing accolades. See, people. We started getting award, and
Mhm.
we didn't want. Not that we didn't want. I mean, it's cool getting it. I mean, it was cool to see that we got those things. It's cool getting those the recognition because then people say, then you know that you're doing something and people actually recognize it.
Right. It's nice to be recognized. I know
Yeah,
you don't do it for the recognition, but it's still nice
yeah.
to be recognized. Whereas for some other people, that is their goal. So that ain't your goal. Your goal is definitely a lot more grounded. Um, Speaking of, how do you stay grounded and motivated during like seasons when life, training, or leadership gets a little heavy?
hmm
What keeps you you know solid as a
Knowing
person?
that I'm not here forever. That's one
Hey.
thing. Because I mean, here it is. I'm 56 now, and
Mhm.
man, it's flying by. It's flying by. And I always wanted to do things to be around for my kids.
Mhm.
I always wanted to be around for them. I have a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old, and
Yeah.
I have a stepson who's he's 31. So again, you want to be there.
Gotcha.
Want to be there forever, and not forever, but I mean. And you want to teach them lessons because I mean they don't always my kids don't listen. My God, I mean you the generation we came from, we had to do it ourselves. If I knew what I
Mhm.
know now when I was there, I was like, oh, I would be you. I mean, I even know y'all because I may be in Dubai with a mansion or something.
Mhm.
But like, I
Mhm.
try to tell you kids this to help them out. There, oh, I know everything. And these kids know everything. Oh my God!
Man.
But I think the more you do, the more you do, and the more they see. It's gonna catch on. Even if they don't, my sons came to me last year, Dad, we don't want to run no more. Oh my, I mean, that's just it's kind of
What
frustrating.
What do they want to do instead of running?
Nothing. I would show you the PlayStation over here.
But you know what? You never know, man. They may come back to it at some point.
No, no, no. I think so because I know
Yeah.
that I remember I told you I was 28 and I
Hmm.
ran, hated it, and fell in love when I was 40.
See,
So, you know.
this could be.
And the thing is, I didn't have it beat into my head. Like these boys have been in strollers at 5Ks and half marathons, and they know life. They've been seeing dad on stage, joining up and yelling at people, and people yelling at me. So it's in them. I mean, even
Yeah,
during, during the
they're ready
pandemic, I
for a
had
break.
yeah. So it'll come out.
They're ready for a break, man. But
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
yeah. Oh that. Yeah, they are.
yeah, that's all it is. So, what
hmm
would you tell brothers in your areas that are thinking about meeting up with San Diego Black Men Run chapter, but they may feel a little, well, I'm not a runner like that, or I
hmm
need to get in shape first, or
Oh my
I
God,
don't
that's the
feel
biggest one.
I'm ready.
Yo,
How do you?
Nasara, I'm getting ready to run with you. I said, just get your ass out and run. Come on. I'm getting ready to run. Just come on. And
That part.
just this morning, I was in the gym and his brother, because I come up to random brother, I asked him straight up, hey, you like to run? And this one brother said, I like to run, but by myself. So I respected that. I said, oh, okay, I get you.
Okay.
I said, I'm like that too, Scott. I said, even when we run in groups, I have my headphones on. So like we meet, but I kind of
Hmm.
just, I
Hmm.
stay at my own pace and stuff. And then we meet at the end. And so I don't like to run and talk. I'm funny like that. I just
That's
run, you know, and, he's considering it. I said, hey, we're Brotherhood. And it's like it's not always about the running. We have fast runners, we have slow runners, we have mid-range runners, and it's just about the Brotherhood. So I told him it's about
Mhm.
the fellowship, Brotherhood, being able to talk to each other, creating this healthy lifestyle. So I just I try to pull him in that way and tell him
Yeah.
you don't have to be a speedster. But then you have to see who you're talking to. Some of these brothers, like they probably want to run. I mentioned Mensa this morning. I said, yeah, we got these fast brothers named Mensa. They said, well, his name sounds fast. I was like, really? Okay.
I think of Mensa and I think of the IQ test. There's
Oh,
Mensa Society, MENSA.
okay, okay, okay. That's funny.
I think that's what it's called. So I had posted earlier in the Black Men Run Facebook group. I
Mhm.
posed a question: what does a healthy brotherhood mean to you? And I think you did respond. I believe.
I
I think
think I
you.
did.
Yeah, I think
Somewhere in
you.
there, I think I did.
Yeah, I got some pretty good responses. Just to I like to engage brothers from time to time. Uh,
Hmm.
just get and I think let me see if I can find your comment in
I
here.
make a comment?
I
Oh, you mean
think
it on the
I think
Facebook?
you posted a reply. At least I thought you did. Maybe you
I
didn't.
may have liked it. I don't think I said anything yet.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what I saw. So you could drop it on us now, man. What does a healthy brotherhood mean to you?
Man, just man, healthy brotherhood. It's coming together with, brothers like-minded
Mhm.
who want who want to just keep on, who understand that they're not here forever, who want to create a healthy lifestyle to pass on to their kids, um, for the whole fellowship situation, just getting together. Just, that's the
Mhm.
gist of it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Lusar, what does a healthy brotherhood mean to you, man?
Healthy brotherhood mean to me, as far as the brotherhood, is to be able to run with like-minded brothers and to fellowship with them and talk to each other about certain things that you might not talk to other brothers or other people about. It's a
Mm,
it's a safe place. That's what I consider the healthy brotherhood that can help you with your mental capacity, not only your physical capacity
mhm.
I
and
like
your
Yep,
that.
spiritual capacity.
I like that. The whole mental too, the whole mental, physical, spiritual, throwing that all that
Absolutely.
together. I like that.
Absolutely. Definitely a safe space where we can hold each other up and lift each other up.
Because even during this whole, like, I was on my way to teach class, and one of the brothers was talking about how he had to drop out of the Ragnar, and I just scrolled and I saw your brother, just giving the support. Hey, we got your back and everything, and I just called him
Mhm.
as I was on my way, and just here he was just really upset, you know, really upset because of the situation that's preventing him from doing it. But I
Mhm.
said, hey, we just got to roll through it, and we're here. We ain't going
Mhm.
nowhere, and we pray for you and listen. Let's not just listen to each other. That's the
Absolutely.
main thing.
And it's hard too. I know he's been, probably preparing for this, and then
Hmm.
a couple of days before you find out you gotta pull back.
Yeah,
Kind of sucks, But hey, there'll be others.
yeah. We're here. We'll still be here.
Hopefully, everything turns out well for him.
Yeah, like I said, he has our back. He has our prayers. So he's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Well, brother, we appreciate you coming on the Healthy Brotherhood Experience podcast. This is a
This is
treat for
cool.
me to have the Nasara on here, man. What? I think you might be a little mini celebrity or something, man. I don't
No,
know.
I just like what I do. I enjoy.
And it shows.
It's just fun, man.
It shows. Yes, indeed. Lusire, take us on out of here, bro.
Right. Thank you for being on the show, Nasara.
No
All
problem.
you out there in our listening audience, you have just experienced the brotherhood.
That's right. Peace.
All right.